This is Module 6, Lesson 19. We are going to, I forgot to write down the objective. I can't believe I did that. Our objective today is to plot data points on line graphs and then analyze the trends, analyze what's going on. So we're going to plot data on line graphs. So our data is going to come from our coordinate, our two coordinate, our ordered pair. And when you have a group of ordered pair, that's plotting data. And then we're going to graph the lines and then look at the trends to figure out what is similar, what's different, and what can you say about what the information is giving us. So we're going to start off with a sprint. Yes, we are. And our sprint goes with our fluency that we've been practicing on with for the last week. It's making larger units, so it is simplifying fractions to make larger units. So as we simplify them, we're actually making a larger unit. So get your problem set packet out that has your fluency stapled right on top. Get a pencil and get ready. I'll give you a second to get ready. Pencils up. Ready. Remember, it's 1 minute. Ready, go. All right, let's check your work. So 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, 2/3, 1/2, 1/3, 1/5, 2/3, 1/2, 1/3, 1/6, 2/3, 1/2. Now, remember, part of your homework is to go back and finish the problems that you didn't finish. Now we're on sprint B. So how many did you get correct on side A? Write that number here. And then improvement. How many more would you like to be able to do? How many more would you like to be able to do? 1 more, 2 more, 5 more? All right. Write that down. All right. Pencils up. Let's ready, go. All right. Let's check it. 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, 1/2, 1/3. 1/4, 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, 2/3, 1/2, 1/3, 1/5, 2/3, 1/2. 1/3, 1/6, 2/3, 1/2, 1/3, 1/7. All right, so hopefully you did very well. Now you're going to flip over to your packet and we are going to now practice subtracting a fraction from a whole number. We're going to continue with that fluency practice. And then remember, what solution methods did you use? Like how did you attack these problems? Did you just use standard algorithm and stack the problems on top of each other? What did you do personally in order to solve these in 4 minutes? So that's what you're going to write down right here. Go ahead and go. Come back and check your work. All right. So let's check your work. Did you get 9/10, 7/10, 8/10, or 4/5, 9/10, 1 9/10, 1 1/14, and 11/12? So the strategy I used is, well, of course, you have to create a common denominator. And then I realized, well, 1 is still smaller than 2. So I had to compensate and I had to take 1 away from 0, 1 away from 1, ended up with 0, and then changed it to 10 over 10. 10 plus 1 is 11/10. 11/10 subtract 2/10 is 9/10. Here I subtracted 1, I compensated, I took away 1, and I ended up with 10 over 10. 10 minus 3 is 7/10. Then up here, this problem here is the same problem up here, but taking away 1 more tenth. And then reducing. 11/10 take away 2/10. Didn't need to do anything except for simply subtract. Here I took 1 whole away from 2 and changed that 1 whole to 10/10. So 10 plus 1 is 11/10. Change my common denominator. 11 subtract 2 is 9. So I ended up with 1 and 9/10. Over here, I changed the common denominator and I ended up with 2/14. So I ended up with 1 and 2. 2 subtract 1 is 1/14. Here, I took 1 away from 1, ended up with 0. I have 12/12. 12 plus 1 is 13. 13 subtract 2 is 11. 11/12. So I used compensation and breaking apart. Those were my strategies. How did you do it? All right, moving on to our application problem. Our application problem is reviewing what we just did in the last few lessons. Our application reads, 3 feet are equal to 1 yard. We know that. The following table shows the conversion using the information to complete the following tasks. So now you are going to plot each set of coordinates, use a straight edge to connect each point, and then plot one more point on this line and write its coordinates. So you're going to add one more down here. Then solve 27 feet can be converted to how many yards? So you're going to use the formula or the rule, write the rule that describes the line. So you have to use this rule in order to convert. Go ahead and solve that and come on back to see how you did. All right. So I plotted the points, connected the dot, then I came over here and I went 3, 6, 9, 12. Oh, what would come next? 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what's the rule that I'm noticing here? It's 1 times something, 2 times something, 3 times something, 4 times something, 5 times something. So what is the rule? X is 3 times greater than Y. So how do I solve for number 4? 27 feet can be converted to how many yards? So 27 feet is equal to 3 times something, right? So 9. 9 times 3 is 27 feet. All right, that is going to do it for our fluency practice for today. You're going to come back with your problem set. And you're going to be looking at this page here. It's page 295. 295. And Fido's weight. So this is Module 6, Lesson 19 template. That's what you're going to come back for concept development.